Now we are today going to see the reactivity of elements in a period. What happened to the reactivity and how the changes occurs in the reactivity of elements. See, so it is very clear for the you guys what is period. Yeah. So what is period? This is a what's that called? And how many horizontal row are there? 7. So before this we have read the reactivity of elements in what is called that group. Right now we are approaching toward the period. What happened in the period? Let's see here. When we move from left to right, so what should be in your mind that the atomic size always decreases. What happened to the atomic size? Decreases. Why it decreases? See here, when we are approaching from here to here, the number of cells, what is? Number of cells remains same. But electrons and protons goes on increasing. And you know that they are the opposite charge particles. What they are? Opposite charge particles. When their number increases, the attractive force also increases. And that's why they shrink. What happened? Shrink. That's why when we move to left to right, the atomic size decreases. What happened to the atomic size when we move from left to right? Decreases. Atomic size decreases. What about the number of cells in period? Remains same. The number of cells remain same in the period. What about the number of electron and proton? Increases. Goes on increasing. It goes on increasing. And we know electron is negative charge, proton is positive charge. Then what happened in between them? There will be the attraction. And due to that attraction, what happened? This string. Because of that, the atomic size decreases when we move from left to right. Now, only in the period is there. What we saw in the group. In group, what we found that when we are moving from top to bottom, the atomic size was increasing. But particular cases we have seen. When we were reading metal, only we were finding the metal. When we were reading what is called that non-metal, they were only non-metal. But in period, what happened? It includes everything. There is a metal, there is a non-metal, there is a metal white. There is a inert. Everything is there in a period. So let's hear example we have taken third. Third period we have taken as example. So to understand the third period, the number of cells will be in the third period will be 3. The number of cells will be 3. Now, when we are moving from magnesium to argon, so keep one thing in your mind that in a period, the most reactive metal is always the first one. The most reactive non-metal will be the second last one. So, the first question will be asked you, which one is the most reactive? Which one is the most reactive elements of this given period? Sorry, most reactive metal of the given period. What will be the name? Sodium. Which one will be the most reactive non-metal? This directly I said. Now let's go for the reason how it why happened. So see here, this is metal, this is metal, this is metal. Not all. In the 9th class also we have discussed up to 20 maximum elements whose last letter is N, they are called metal. Most probably they end with the N, they are metal. Non-metal, most probably they end with N, they are non-metal. Now see here, sodium, magnesium and aluminium. When we were reading in the period, what we have read that when we move top to bottom, in case of metal, yeah, I'm talking in case of metal. In a group we have read, when we move from top to bottom, the atomic size increases and reactivity also increases. From that discussion, what we found that for the metal to be more reactive, the atomic size must be larger. Must be larger. So, what I said in the first lecture, when we move from left to right, what happened to the atomic size? What happened to the atomic size? Decreases. Atomic size decreases. Now, this is also metal, this is also metal and this is also metal. These three are the metal, yeah. Among these three, which one has the greatest atomic size? Sodium. Which one has? Sodium. And what is favorable for the metal to be more reactive? Larger atomic size or smaller atomic size? Among these three, which one has got the larger atomic size? Sodium. So which one will be more reactive? Sodium. Now, if sodium is more reactive, then which one is the least reactive in this metal group? Aluminum. And this will be the metal. Yeah. Now, this part is called metalloid. Silicon is metalloid. And after that, there is a starting of non-metal. Whose atomic size is larger? Phosphorus, sulfur, or chlorine? Whose atomic size will be larger here? Phosphorus. Which one will have the smaller? Chlorine. So, larger atomic size is favorable for metal. Larger atomic size or smaller atomic size is favorable for non-metal to be more reactive. Smaller. A smaller the atomic size, more reactive it will be, yeah. So among these, which one is more reactive? Chlorine. And which one will be the least reactive? Phosphorus. Now, in the examination, the question should be asked, which one is more reactive? Magnesium or aluminium? So what will be your answer? Magnesium will be more reactive. Why? Larger atomic size, a smaller force of attraction, hence it can lose the electron easily. Finished. Now, same scenario will be asked, which one will be more reactive? Sulfur, phosphorus or sulfur? Sulfur. Why? A smaller atomic size, larger force of attraction for the electron, easily can get the electron. Simple, it will be more reactive. So this is in case of non-metal. What happened? We have already discussed. So from above conclusion, what we found that reactivity first decreases and then reactivity increases. Then what is this? It doesn't take part in now. What happened to the reactivity when we move from left to right? What happened? First decreases. Here, what happened to the atomic size? Atomic size decreases. What happened to the atomic size? Decreases. What about the number of cells? Same. Remain same. What about the number of electrons? What about the number of protons? Then after here, solid notes are here. What about the atomic size?
Right.
Metallic properties also decreases. Metallic properties also decreases. Non-metallic properties decreases. Reactivity first decreases. Is it clear? Yes, sir. Thank you very much.